Did you know your business can honor God while transforming lives around the world? Welcome to the IBAM Biblical Entrepreneurship Show, the weekly podcast that inspires and equips Christian entrepreneurs to build sustainable businesses that glorify God and uplift impoverished communities. At IBAM, our mission is built on the three fish metaphor. Give a fish. We provide startup loans to launch businesses. Teach to fish. We offer entrepreneur training for lasting growth. Equip for discipleship. We empower discipleship to multiply impact. Join IBAM's founder, Steve Adams, as he shares powerful solo episodes and expert interviews filled with mentorship, insights, and real-life stories of how biblical entrepreneurship is advancing the Great Commission. Subscribe now and get ready to be inspired, equipped, and empowered to make an eternal impact.
Faith that builds business. Why entrepreneurs must walk by faith, not sight. What does it take to build a business that changes lives? It's not just a business plan, not just the perfect location. It takes faith. Faith that believes before the numbers make sense. Faith that shows up even when the odds say to quit. At IBAM, we're not just helping entrepreneurs launch businesses. We're helping them walk with God, one faithful step at a time. Welcome to IBAM Weekly, where faith meets entrepreneurship and lives are changed. And this week, we're focusing on a truth that every faith-driven entrepreneur eventually discovers, that walking by faith means starting even when you can't see how it ends. Our theme today is the faith that builds business, inspired by 2 Corinthians 5:7. For we walk by faith, not by sight. If you're someone who believes in building God's kingdom through business, or someone who gives so that others can, this message is for you. Let's start in Genesis 12. God speaks to Abraham and says, "Go from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land I will show you." Notice what's missing? The destination. God doesn't give Abraham a map. He gives him a promise. And Abraham obeys. He packs up his entire life and steps forward, not because the path was clear, but because he trusted the one leading him. That is faith. That is entrepreneurship. When an entrepreneur in Malawi receives a $1,000 microloan to open a sewing business, they don't know what the next 6 months will look like. Will the demand be there? Will the machines break down? But they say yes anyway, because they believe in what God is calling them to build. Hebrews 11:1 puts it this way: Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith isn't fuzzy optimism. It's the most solid foundation there is when you walk with God. Every faith-driven entrepreneur faces a moment when they feel stirred to begin. Maybe it's an idea whispered during prayer or a burden they can't shake. But here's the tension. The resources don't match the vision. Think of Moses. God calls him to deliver Israel, and Moses replies, "Who am I to do this?" Or Nehemiah, who had a burning passion to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, but no political power or budget. Many IBAM entrepreneurs begin with nothing but a calling. A young man in the Philippines who learned how to fix phones and began offering mobile repair services from his front porch. These are not just business ideas. They are God ideas. The early days of entrepreneurship are full of questions. 1. Is this from God or just my own ambition? 2. Will people support me? 3. What if I fail? But walking by faith means obeying even when we don't have the answers yet. Psalm 119, 105 says, "Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path." Not a spotlight, just enough light for the next step. Next comes what I call the testing season. You've launched, you've taken the step, and suddenly it gets hard. The customers are slow. A supplier backs out. The family questions whether this was wise. Faith isn't just for starting, it's for staying. Let me share a real story. There's a single mother in Uganda who opened a bakery using her IBAM startup loan. She had one oven, one employee, and a lot of hope. Then the oven broke in her first month. Her delivery partner quit. She cried out to God, wondering if she'd misunderstood his voice. But instead of closing the doors, she prayed. She remembered God's faithfulness. She shared her testimony in church, and someone offered her a used oven for free. Today, she employs 3 other women and provides daily bread, physically and spiritually, for her community. James 1:3 says, "The testing of your faith produces perseverance." Friends, we don't need faith to control the outcome. We need faith to keep showing up. If you stay faithful long enough, you begin to see fruit. That's when your business pays off a debt, feeds 10 families, or disciples customers over coffee. But here's the most beautiful part. When God is the one who called you, he gets the glory when it succeeds. We've seen entrepreneurs plant churches from their business profits. We've seen men freed from addiction after learning to steward a business. At IBAM, we're not just tracking income, we're watching legacies grow. John 15:8 says, "This is to my Father's glory, that you bear much fruit, showing yourselves to be my disciples." When your business bears fruit, it becomes a testimony, and that is the ultimate goal. Friend, wherever you are today, whether you're starting a business, praying over your next donation, or wondering how to make a real difference in the world, know this: God uses the faithful, not the perfect, not the wealthy, just those willing to say yes to his call. At IBAM, we're saying yes to hundreds of entrepreneurs in dozens of countries, and we're inviting you to join us. For just $10 a month, you can equip a faith-fueled entrepreneur with business training, spiritual mentorship, and the capital they need to change their life and their community. Go to ibam.org, partner, to become an impact partner today. Together, let's build businesses that glorify God and transform lives.
Listening to the International Business as Mission podcast, a space where we explore how to build businesses rooted in biblical principles that create global impact. But we're not just here to talk. We're taking action to spread entrepreneurship to poverty-stricken communities around the world. Our mission is to be the catalyst that empowers people to build sustainable livelihoods and break the cycle of poverty. We follow the 3-fish principle: give a fish, providing startup loans to empower entrepreneurs. 2, teach to fish, offering entrepreneurial training for sustainable business practices. And 3, equip for disciple making, building a community that supports spiritual growth alongside business success. This is life-changing work, but we can't do it alone. We need passionate impact partners like you to join us on this mission. By becoming a donor, your generous gift will directly fund the establishment of new businesses that provide dignified work and hope. Just imagine, your donation could help a single mother in rural Africa start a small farming venture that allows her to feed her children and send them to school. Or a young man in Southeast Asia to launch a small business, breaking the chains of generational poverty. This is the power of entrepreneurship as a force for good. Will you join us in unleashing it? Go to ibam.org now to start impacting lives through the transformative power of business as mission. Together, we can create a world of flourishing.